Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here on this channel. Thank you so much. My name is Reverend Kimberly Cato. I'm a registered psychotherapist and the executive director of True Roots Counseling Services, where we purpose to transform trauma into triumph. In this particular episode today, we're going to be talking, I'm going to share a little bit about my own personal journey of transformation and how it led me to come here to this channel, how it led me to transform my agency, um, to focus primarily on trauma, and how it's led a few other things that I'll allude to and mention, and you'll certainly catch wind of when you look down below in the description that follows this video. Um, on your way to look at the description, please subscribe if you haven't already and ring the bell so you can be notified when new episodes are uploaded. Right now, we upload a new episode every Sunday and every Wednesday. And I'll share a little bit about what both of those things are. So, first off, we're starting a new series on Sundays. It's called Trauma Transformations, and it's really stories of victory over adversity. So I'll be having various people come and share their journeys of transformation, what they've experienced, how they've overcome. And we're just going to start building a community, if not a catalog, of um, strategies and tips and skills that we need to acquire for various situations of adversity. Um, Many of the people that I've spoken with already have been through some pretty interesting things. And oftentimes, when we think of transformation, when we think of trauma, we think of, like war and PTSD and serious car accidents and physical debilitation and um, real incidents of um, horrific situations. And those, though those are true, trauma has many different faces. And the way an individual overcomes adversity and overcomes their episodes of trauma or instances or experiences with trauma, that's the thing that I want to be heralding on our Sunday show. The overcoming, the um, overcoming the everyday adversities that often hold people back. So, to share a little bit about what's happened with me, my experience really started back in 2002 when I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And at that period in my life, I'd done some pretty remarkable things physically in terms of weight loss and um, changing my health and my diet and exercise and really plugging into and tapping into, for the first time, independent of external restraints, but for the first time from my own heart, making that plan and setting that goal to execute change in my body. And change did occur quite drastically. I'd lost tremendous amounts of weight, looked great, felt great in many ways, but my knees were constantly really paining me. And I finally went to the doctor thinking, what, maybe I'm at the gym too often, maybe I'm on the treadmill too frequently. I'm not sure. And that's when I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis that was progressing. And at the time, they even suggested surgery, but I'd recently become ordained and I was preaching and standing and talking a lot. And the outcome, given my current situation at that time, um, they said if you can hold off, it would be better. It's 35. Um, and they just suggested holding off. And I've never been kin to surgery, though I've had many. I've never really liked them. So holding off seemed like a good idea to me. And so I did. And I have. But my physical um, abilities changed. So I graduated from walking with a cane to walking with a walker, and now I am exploring wheelchairs um, and these things. And so, as a result of this physical transformation and a few other barriers, needless to say, weight returned and life changed and circumstances befell me. Um, and then I started having complications with my back. Back in 2015, I started a series of surgeries on my back, and even to this day, have nurses coming in regularly to change dressing and these sort of things. But there are a lot of things that have been happening to me over the span of the last, what is that, 2002, 17 years. Um, a lot of physical adversity has come my way. And I needed to find a way to um, to find light in the midst of that, in the midst of in the midst of situations of adversity. I've always looked for, that silver lining. What can I get from this that can help me continue to go and move forward? And so, really and truly, out of the things that have come my way, I had to, just for my own personal preservation, really dig and find resources and strategies to maintain a position of gratitude, to continue to focus on the things that were going well, as opposed to getting lost and sucked into the things that were not going well. And it's that ability to grab a hold of the light in the midst of the darkness that has enabled me to do the things that I do, to remain positive, to change my outlook. And to be honest, I've always been a positive person. Um, but now it is an act of determination. It's almost an act of defiance because I feel the fight. There's a constant day to day battle against adversity, which almost personified feels like it's really genuinely trying to pull me into darkness. And me waking up every morning and saying, declaring that I will not yield to that pull and temptation to wallow in sorrow and self pity, but I will grab a hold of even the little bits of light so that I can stay above the fray and out of that darkness. Some days are better than others, but for the most part, they've been quite successful. And as a result, because at the time, like I say, I was preaching and teaching and doing all manner of things and speaking engagements and moving. My company is a counseling service. And I was going to clients in the community in addition to working at other agencies. But I was going to clients in the community. And as my mobility has declined, I had to think of a way to be able to continue to serve the community that I love so much and continue to do the work that really feeds my soul But I had to think of how to do that in a way that I haven't done it before. And that brought me to transforming my company from a community based agency to an online service. And over the course of the last 6 months, I've been actively developing programs and things to bring the entire company online. Now, the interesting thing, because of the advancement or decline of my mobility, I was no longer able to go out to people. I was no longer able, well, to be honest, this year I've been out of my apartment 3 times. Um, and oh wait, no, sorry, four. um, 4 times. Three of which were utilizing the new wheelchair. It's an electric wheelchair that I got, that I rent. And that's afforded me the opportunity to go out. But outside of that, I've been in my apartments, in my condo here for since January. Um, but I've been fortunate to find ways to, because I can't go to the community, I need to bring the community to me. And so YouTube is my way of bringing the community to me. The changing of the True Roots counseling services to an online deliverable is another way of bringing the community to me. And instead of feeling shut in, utilizing the YouTube and other social media platforms to continue to engage with the outside world in a way that, quite frankly, even 10 years ago would not have been possible. So, for that, I'm tremendously grateful. Um, Next week, I'm going to be sharing a little more and showing some clips of some tangible things that I was able to access and utilize in order to make this transformation smooth. Um, and also, I'll be bringing in stories of other people who have not similar situations, but certainly they found light in the midst of their darkness. And they're going to come and share. So, moving forward on Sundays, that's what you'll see here. You'll see stories of people who've been able to overcome adversity. You'll see strategies and skills and have access to resources that will enable others to also make that transition. Um, in order to engage in a way that might be beneficial for you or someone that you know, we've started a Facebook group called uh, Turning Trauma into Triumph. And that YouTube group, I'll leave the link for it down below so you can access it there. Also, you can come to my website, find me there at trueroots.org, and that's linked below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you can be notified as new episodes are uploaded. And on that note, every Sunday we'll be uploading a new episode. And then every Wednesday, we're uploading a new episode in the Cannabis Chronicles, Cato's Cannabis Chronicles. And that is a project that was born out of my transformation because I found CBD oil just this year, actually heard about it in December of 2018, but started using it my own self in March of 2019 after getting my license and understanding what exactly I needed to do with this medical license and with this new pain and how to manage the pain in a way that wasn't synthetic. Um, Not to knock those who need the synthetic medication to manage their pain. It's just one of those things that didn't work well for me. Um, but CBD oil seems to be doing that. So with Cato's Cannabis Chronicles. Um, every Wednesday, I've been talking to various people within the cannabis industry and within the cannabis community, just learning so much. And that inspired the Wednesday episodes. So on Wednesdays, Cato's Cannabis Chronicles, and on Sundays, it's Transforming Trauma. And I hope to see you and talk with you, and definitely hope to hear from you as we move forward in these new endeavors. Thank you again, honestly, for joining me here on this YouTube page. Um, YouTube channel. It's not really a page. And for allowing me the opportunity to share a little bit about what sort of things I've gone through, um, and to share really how you can even in even in adversity, you can find ways to transform. If you dig within yourself and find the things that give you strength, focus on them and create your world around that. If you start from there and move out, success is beautiful. It's really triumphant. And I'm here to say thank you so much for allowing me to share my triumph over my adversity with you. Until next time, you have a great evening and a successful week. Bye now.